Well, one thing's for sure, we'll never be out of new music, as new bands keep popping up left, right, and center, even out of the ashes of old bands, so let's dive into a new one. Southern Empire, self-titled debut album. So, Southern Empire was formed by Sean Thames after the breakup of Unitopia, a pretty acclaimed progressive rock band from the mid to late 2000 era. They put out a couple standout albums, but nothing that really stuck with me. So when I heard that this guy was going to be putting together a new work called Southern Empire, it did pique my interest a little bit. So overall, the album definitely has that modern prog feel. And unfortunately, the album really doesn't bring anything new to the table. But if you are more of that familiar kind of a listener, those who love, say, like the Spock's Beard or the IQ, Transatlantic, that type of musical stylings, then you're going to like this album as well. It's got some really interesting tracks, and it's got a really nice energy flow throughout the entire album. That opening track of Show Me the Way, which bleeds right into Forest Fire, I actually enjoy how this album opens up with, it sounds like a stylus hitting a record with those cracks and pops. I love when an album does that, and I do enjoy kind of a new way to open up music, so that was a really interesting take on it. And Forest Fire has a really interesting groove going on it. It's got some great energy flowing through it.
Pass like seconds, years that pass like
days. The only problem I find with this type of music is it does get stale fast if you are familiar with this type of music. It's almost like we've oversaturated the market with this style of progressive rock. The two midpoint songs on this, Hold and How Long, definitely bleed into one another, and there's not really anything new being discovered here. It feels like this ground has been trod to such an effect that it's almost packed down the land so that it's really rough and hard. Now that being said, we do have some really great guitar work and some intermingling between the instruments within the keyboards and the guitars, so that's really nice. And the harmonizations are actually quite pleasant as well. There's no real low point on this album as well, and with this type of prog, I never feel like I want to turn it off while I'm listening to it, so that's definitely a plus. The Big Goliath of The Bridge That Binds, that 28-minute mark song. Again, I know I'm repeating myself here, but it does feel like we've heard these sounds before, and unlike a lot of those really big songs, there's no real, I guess, reason for this to be so long. There's no big oomph at the end. The climax at the end does a really good job of tying the song together, but it really doesn't justify the length for the song. And when I'm listening to these songs, I'm either waiting for like that big grandiose moment or that justification for the time that it's spent to make this song. And here, it doesn't really fit. It doesn't really work very well. Now, it does provide a very good listen, but again, it doesn't really justify that 28-minute stretch. And the last song of Dreams and Machines does a really great way of closing the album off. This is where they really hunker down and concentrate on the melodies and the harmonizations found within it. And so it does a really great job of closing everything off, and again, provides a really great listen. But yeah, overall, there's not really too much new going on here, especially for a new band. So overall, I was a little bit disappointed, and I probably won't be revisiting this again. I'd have to say stream it with earbuds. If you're into this kind of music, you're going to enjoy the listen, but if you're not, I'd probably recommend actually checking out some other bands first, just to kind of get yourself interested in this type of music without being oversaturated with it. So that's about it. I know this is a rather short review, but really that's all I've got to say about Southern Empire. What did you guys think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you disappointed? Were you more than rewarded from your listen? Whatever it was, let me know by commenting below. And thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are definitely the best. And until next time, notes out.